Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of my show, UIM. I'm just going to call it that for short because. So, every now and then I like to sit here in front of the camera. Not really that I like to because it's kind of awkward, but every now and then I get in front of the camera and I like to address certain things that I find disrupts the community a little bit. What I like to do is try to promote, a fun, friendly, interactive community that we have here, whether it be, Marvel Legends community or ACBA or action figure trading or, just regular collecting, whatever it is. Not any specific groups or whatever, but, see, I use this to escape from the real world. When, I'm working hard or working on schoolwork and stuff like that, I don't want to think about that 24/7. So this is what I do. I come here, I check out my action figures and relax. Like it's like action figure therapy for me. I don't know if you guys do the same thing or whatever. Or a lot of this reminds me of when I was little and there's easier times and I didn't have to struggle with money and all that, but that, I'm not going to give you some sob story. But anyway, one of the main things I want to bring up is something that's been really, really bugging me for quite some time now, and it's when it comes to action figure trading or selling. Depending on whether you're on a group or you just do it yourself or whatever, make sure you're doing it the right way. And I'm not saying that there's any specific right way or wrong way. I'm just saying what's the point in putting something up saying make me an offer when someone makes you an offer and it's not quite what you want. If all right, so I'm gonna give you a example. So say someone posts up a status with a picture saying for sale. Or for trade or for sale, humor me with offers or something like that, right? Well, if someone offers you a certain offer and you don't like that offer, then don't retaliate. Don't make the other person feel bad for their offer, or just say no or whatever. But what you really should do is especially if it's too low, or if it's something that you're not, that's not what you want, then why not put specifics up for sale, whatever, won't take any less than $50. That's what I would do, because I'm not gonna post something up for sale and say it's like a I don't know, like a Deadpool, minimum card Deadpool or something like that, and someone comments on it saying, would you sell it for $50? I'm not going to laugh in their face. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you're crazy, it goes for whatever down on eBay. Well, this ain't eBay. This is an action figure trading community, or this is my Facebook or whatever. If you want eBay prices, go sell it on eBay. And the other thing about eBay, is that when someone sells something or tries to sell something online, or on Facebook, they usually say, when you make an offer and your offer is too low, and they'll comment, well, it goes for whatever, $100 on eBay. Well, that's what it's selling for. That's what people want. Or no, that's the asking price usually. When people go to compare prices, they look on eBay and they see what people want for it. And the reason why those things are still up there, those action figures, those collectibles are still up there, is because no one's going to pay that amount, usually. The whole point, I thought, in the Facebook communities is to get other collectors that you are friendly with a chance to get a hold of figures that you don't want anymore that might help them out. And for me, if I ever used eBay as a compare, what I did was I would look for what it sold for, not what people are asking for, what it sold for. And I'll usually sell it for either around that price, and if I think that that's not fair, I don't know, Like, let me see what's over there that I can compare it to. Like the Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. Like, say it's sold for, you know, like $40. That's not fair to me. I wouldn't sell it for, you know, any more than probably like 25 or 20 because that's what I paid for it. Not always are you know, not always is it a good idea to sell what you pay for, but like, come on. People are asking for $500 to $600 for a mid-on-card Bobby Drake simply because it's rare. That's understandable that, you know, it's high up there because it's rare, but realistically, that's just an insane price. It's not... My hair's sticking up that whole time. It's not worth the price, I don't think. It's just another action figure. Now, someone sold it more for like 100, 150. That's more understandable. But, you know, I'm not the one to be talking about, you know, expensive collectibles because I try to get everything for the cheapest I can. I'm not trying to pinpoint anybody directly, but the last time I had a conversation with someone about this, it really ticked me off to the point to where I just wanted to bring it up. I feel like if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to trading, then don't do it. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got for this. If anybody has like a comment or wants to like talk about this, you know, feel free to add me on Facebook and talk to me, or, you know, respond below in the comments, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way and gets like, you know, pissed off. Oh, and another thing, buyers. Don't hurt. I've done this. I've been a victim of this, and I got called out, and I understood afterwards. Don't do what I did, which was I commented on someone's picture who listed what prices they want for their figures, and I said, oh, that's way too much. I could get it cheaper, or I bought that for way cheaper. You're a ripoff, or whatever. You know, don't even bother doing that. The admins will kick them out if what they're doing is, you know, scalping or being, you know, too crazy. I'm a victim of doing that the very beginning of my community trading experience, and I apologized to the guy personally, and we, you know, talked, and he said maybe we can work out a deal in the future, and, you know, that was really cool of him to be like that. I don't remember his name. I think it might have been Ronnie Chowder, because that name rings a bell for some reason. I think it was either him or somebody else. But anywho, like I'm saying, don't go doing that. Just, you know, keep it drama free. That's what I like about this community, is that everybody's happy and shares things, and nobody, like, you know, tells each other that they suck at something, or, you know, that they're horrible people or whatever. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but basically what I'm saying is keep your communities the way you want them to be, because one person can change the communities, you know. If one person can be a jerk on there and get kicked off, then one person who can be, you know, really nice and comment on people's, like, you know, pictures of, like, their photography, or, you know, or help somebody out with a trade or a sale, you know, that like, you're making an impact. You know, one person has that power here, and I'm just saying, do what's right. I don't know. So yeah, that's about it for this. So we're gonna get on with, I guess we'll go with the hauls first. So here we go. Alright, so another unboxing video here, and like I always say, the reason why I do this is to get it all on camera if there's anything broken, or if anything's missing. So that's the reason why I do this. This is something from eBay. The person wrote fragile here and wrote fragile on the other side where their shipping label is, but they packed this so horribly, like that huge gap in the tape, and the box is all beat up, and I don't think that's something that happened at the post office. So I'm I don't know why they would bother writing fragile on it if they tore up the box. So this can be one of a couple things, so we're gonna find out what it is. Alright, it's like that. Okay, this is what I thought it would be. We got player 1 Ryu in package. There's something funny about this. It looks kind of funny to me. Looks like it was opened before. Because there is... Oh no, never mind, that's paint. It's paint chipping. There's also moisture, it looks like. If you look really close at the alternate head here, it looks like there's moisture under the package. Which kind of sucks because I wanted to keep this one on card. Because it's in good condition, the card's nice. Or the box, whatever. And I believe it's the, I believe it's real. I don't have another one to compare it to, but there's some paint. You can see there's some paint chips right there. So that's kind of upsetting that it has that, but well, what can you do? And I'm hoping that this is real. The Street Fighter symbol looks a little, well, it looks better on camera, but it looks a little light to me. And the back looks a little light too. A little too light for the card. But I hope it's 100% real, because this would suck. But, alright, thank you. Also, recently I got a couple more things in the mail, but I opened them right away, because I was impatient, so I didn't bother to do an unboxing video. I knew that these ones were going to come loose and complete, because I contacted the people on eBay who were selling. These two, the Adon and Chun-Li, they both came from a guy who I believe was part of the soda company, because he had like prototypes up there for sale and all kinds of stuff. Like he had every single figure. A lot of them I was outbidded on, and I ended up winning these two who I don't have, but the colors are perfect on them. They're great, like detail, and the paint isn't like messed up anywhere. Everything is nice and clean. These look like they're like first print almost. Cool stuff's falling over. Chun-Li came complete. I almost knocked over Adon and gave him a scrape. We're gonna put him against the wall. She has her alternate head and hands, so that was pretty cool that she came complete. The only figure that didn't was the Adon, who he's probably one of my favorite molds out of all the Soda Street Fighter line figures, because he has all the articulation you can want. He has all the shading, all the paint apps. He comes with a usually he'll come with a second head, and he'll also come with 3 extra hands, 2 closed and 1 thumbs up, and then these 2 are open. So if you can get a red or blue player 1 Adon, I suggest you do it, because he's one of my favorite molds out of all the figures. The detail is great. The expressions he has. This red one, the paint is so nice on it. The hair is like a off pink, and the shorts are red, and these things are red and pink. So it kind of all goes together, and it looks really nice. And then, wow, I'm horrible today. I'm not trying to rush this or anything, but geez. I got the preview figure, Ken, almost forgot his name there, and he came complete, loose. The only thing I have a problem with is this is a little bit loose, and he's got a tiny bit of scuffs on him, but that's no big deal, because I wasn't even trying to collect the preview figures, but I couldn't pass them up because I got them for $10, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. He has his fire accessory and extra set of hands, and he only has one head. That's how they all come, I believe. So he's pretty cool. I do like the preview figures. They're nice and bulky. They remind me of like the NECA figures a little bit, but if Soda would have went the route of making the whole series this big, it might have been a little bit different. I don't know what I'm trying to say there really, but the Ken and like Ryu for this mold are the same exact mold, and for the smaller ones, the regular Soda ones, these are preview. They look a little bit different. They're kind of skinny, and I don't know which one I like better. This just reminded me of NECA, but either way, they're great figures, cool to have, and thanks for checking this out and listening to me ramble for whatever amount of minutes this is. Alright guys, so here it is, the figure that you guys voted on for me to crack open. This one is the Spider-Man Classics Daredevil with swing and spin action. Little history behind this guy. I got him from a flea market for, I think it was $5. He was covered in beach sand. I believe the guy like didn't clean his car out or whatever. I don't know, he was some crackhead, so it didn't even matter anyway. Really happy about this guy. I've been wanting to crack him open for quite some time now, so thank you for all who have voted, and we'll just first take a look at the packaging here. You can see it says Spider-Man and then Daredevil, and then a little picture of kind of what he does, I guess, demonstration. And he looks really good in the box. Nice articulation. You can see that there's no finger there, no finger articulation. It comes with a pretty cool base, nicely detailed, but we'll see that when we get him open. You can see the sand right there and the picture of Spider-Man. Not my favorite art of Spider-Man, but you know, whatever. It has the stripes down the side and Toyba's down at the bottom. Then it has a little bit of a bio here for anybody who wants to read it. Displayed picture, other action figures in the line, some information down there, and then a picture of how you use it. So I'm gonna need that, I'm pretty sure, to be able to tell what to do when I go to show everyone. I don't own this figure, I don't know anything about it. You're just gonna see everything on camera, my first impressions of everything. So I'm gonna open this right now. Okay, so we got him out of the clamshell. I'm gonna throw it to the side right now. And I'm gonna try and keep the sand off of him. It looks like some of it got in the package, which kind of sucks. His joints are really tight. Try not to break anything. This hasn't been opened, so his joints are pretty stiff. He's like a nice matte or matte, whatever you call it, paint. Really soft looking, almost like a velvet. Seems like his leg is a little crooked because of the packaging, but overall this is a really nice looking figure. Okay, so there he is for right now. I'm gonna adjust the camera so that we can get a better look at at this guy. And then here's his base. I guess I'll talk about his base first. So I think with this thing, you just put it in here, and it's really nicely detailed. You can see that all the little tiles in here and the wash that's on the brick. brick up here, all the little details, even the, this should, if they really went all out, this would have been able to spin. This is those things that are on top of factories to vent it out. But they even like put texture in the roofing there. You can see 2003, Marvel, blah blah blah, Toy Biz, China, all the above. So it looks like you spin this guy, pull this and it spins. I thought this would retract all the way in, but it doesn't. That's cool though, no big deal. Okay, so looks like we don't need the card anymore. Let's put that aside. And get down a little bit lower so I can look at this guy. So first impression before I start moving him around is I like his paint. I like how flat it is and how it's not meant to, you know, look really shiny and crazy and all that. One thing I'm not real happy about though is that his mask is kind of shiny. Not a big deal, because I do like the expression he has and the detail that's in his face. It's really nice. The paint's a little messed up, you can see from where it goes around to his skin, but overall it's pretty nice looking. He's even got the detail in the top of the mask here. Of course he has the horns, they're very iconic. His eyes, I believe, are a glossy red with a wash around them so that it gives it some prominent look to it. He comes with his cane slash nunchuck. I'm not 100% sure if this is a reproduction of another mold, but it would have been cool if they would have, you know, made something where it can connect and you can hide the wire, but that's what it would look like if it was connected. It's not painted or anything, it's just a solid white plastic, and with a pretty decent length string, if you guys can catch that. So that's kind of cool. Back to him. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but this isn't an official reveal. He's kind of got some little bits of plastic hanging off of him, but that's okay, it's probably from the mold. He seems to have some black stuff stuck to him, but it just came right off. No big deal. So I guess I'll try out all the articulation now, since we went over the detail. His detail on his chest, the D's are really nice looking. They go into the chest detail, so it's not, you know, awkward or anything. And I think that's the only paint app he really has, other than the shading and the different reds. He has this weird red here. I don't know if it's meant to be a belt or just to break up the costume. His holster, oh, I should have just showed that. His accessories can go in the holster like that, or probably the other way if you wanted them to. It's kind of a flexible plastic. The straps aren't painted. I wish they were. That would have been nice. So articulation, his head can look down pretty far up and go 360. He has ball jointed shoulders that go up and down really high, and you can hear that cracking of the plastic, and he smells like new plastic, so it's a great sign. Also has double jointed elbows. He has upper forearm articulation and an in and out at the wrist. No wrist swivel or finger articulation. He has that on both sides, and I believe the hands are open at the same amount, so they're the same kind of hands. He also has this armpit joint. I'm not 100% sure how far it goes out, but that's all I got it for that side. This one goes out pretty far, so I'm trying not to break him, but you can see you get him in like a diving position. this side is a dark plastic, this side, or dark red plastic, and this one's a light. I don't know if that's where the paint, you know, if paint accumulated in that area and you know, got stuck, or if it's just the way that the figure actually is. I don't know, or the paint or the plastic. So there's that. And then he's got ab articulation, which, oh, there we go. It seemed like it was a little stiff, but it goes down pretty far. It looks like he has like a little bit of an imperfection there. It's not cracked, it's just an imperfection. And he can go back that far, I think. Yeah, that's as far as he can go. And then he has waist articulation. He has it on that kind of like a, it looks like a rocker, like it can go back and forth. It's got the like a swoop. It's not a perfect slit in the waist. He has leg articulation. I noticed this. Oh, okay, it looks. You've seen them move at the same time. I thought they were connected at first. That would have been very depressing. So he can go forward and back. Only back that far because he has a huge butt. Can go in and out. It looks to be loose already, kind of. He has double jointed knees. Oh, he has rotation here too. Sorry, skipped over that one. Double jointed knees, which bend pretty far. He's got a little bit of thing there. He's got a rotation at the calf, and forward and back on the ankle, and a toe pivot. Hey. Why? Oh, okay. I was in the middle of filming something. I am filming something. You're gonna be on my video now. At first I was just gonna cut it out here, but you interrupted the video, so now you're gonna be on it. Alright, I'll put it on right after I'm done. You said money with strangers, or money from strangers, right? Go now? Is it almost over or something? Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to pause the video now because of you. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Alright, so I have to admit, Money from Strangers is a pretty funny show, and maybe it was worth stopping this little episode thingy here. So, anyway, back to this. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go check out that show. It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna go on and on about it, but anywho, back to this figure. So I went over all the articulation. I went over all the detail. So my final, or not final, but my mid thought here would be, this is a pretty good Daredevil. What I would like to see done better to this figure, if it was possible, I believe the proportions are a little bit off. His feet look a little too small, and his legs look kind of short, but that could just be the way I'm looking at him. I don't know. That's just how it looks to me. Other than that, his mask, like I said, I wish it was the same kind of like flat looking paint as this. The shading is really nice, so I like that. I wish it was a little bit cleaner. I wish he had articulated fingers and the swivel down here instead of all the way up here, because it just like looks kind of funny. But it's not a big deal. I wish this was painted, and this was a little bit softer and bigger so that you could fit these in there. They kind of hang out. Let's see if I can get this to work. That doesn't look too bad like that. So that's what I think for this particular figure. Particular. So we're gonna take his little contraption here now, and we're gonna hook them up to it. So just looking at it that split second, I know why they went with these hands, and the way that they are articulated and everything is because of these handles. This figure, and like most Spider-Man classic toys, they were, or figures were, aimed towards the kids, which is, you know, that's cool to me. That Toy Biz did that. You know, they didn't just, you know, make collectors stuff, and they didn't make it expensive, so everybody, like, they kept in mind that collectors would probably like this too, so they, you know, they kept the articulation, the paint, all the stuff that a collector would want, and they put the fun factor in there for the kids. So that was awesome on their part for doing that. So we're gonna test out this little gimmick here, and hopefully I don't break him. So it looks like that's what I'm supposed to do, and what we're gonna do for this is back the camera up so we can get a better view of the gimmick actually working. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna attempt to do this right now. I believe you just pull on this thing, and that was actually kind of cool. He looked like a gymnast from I don't know, like the Olympics. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna pull the string out first. Let's see if I can hold it down. Then I'm gonna let it go with him attached to it. I don't know if this is supposed to go in any certain way, and that could be the reason why it fell. Oh, there you go. Now it's in. So we're gonna try this again. Okay, it doesn't do anything like that, so we're gonna try it again with pulling it and see what happens. Alright, cool. He stayed on that time. That was actually pretty neat that it goes that fast. So, cool little accessory that Toy Biz threw in there when they were making this figure, or designing it, or whatever. So, I like that. I like the fact that they did that. And not only can you do that, you can also hide the string, it looks like right here. Looks like you can get the string. I'll move the camera up into the light again. Looks like you can get the string here and hide it in this crease somewhere back here. Maybe I can pull this down. No, but it looks like you can hide it somehow, which is kind of cool. And then you can hang it on the wall. It's got one of those little things, you can just hang it up on the wall there if you want. And then he's got a couple of peg holes. Looks like he's got 3. One down in here. Can't really see because of the shadow. There you go. There's that one and that one. So you can have them posed at the... He's got peg holes on the bottom of his feet. You can have them on here. And where's the other one? There you go. You can have him like he's just hanging out on the, I don't know, something like that on the wall. So you can do a couple of cool little things here. You can have them like that, or you can have him in a different position where he's like, come on. These peg holes really stick. It's pretty cool. You can have him like about to backflip off of here or whatever, with his legs and his body bent backwards. Let me see if I can get his foot in there. There we go. Have him almost back flipping. The angle's kind of weird, can't really see what's going on, but you can have them like that. Do probably hundreds of poses on this thing. But overall, this set, like the two things together, the figure and the base, I really like them together. And the accessory here is really nice. It fits nicely in his hands. Well, you already seen that when he was packaged that way. So, really, really cool. I would definitely recommend him. He's a really cool figure and great for ACBA, as you can see with all the posing that he can do. And one last thing before I cut this out, I will get a figure and do a size comparison. Here we have Marvel Legends Toy Biz Moon Knight, and you can see they're about the same height there. Just about. Moon Knight seems to be a tiny bit taller, but he's in great scale nonetheless. All the proportions seem to be right. So final thought on this figure, awesome. I would definitely recommend picking him up. Even loose without the base would be fine. I wouldn't pay more than maybe 20 bucks for him loose, and maybe like 30 on card, but I got him for a really good deal. I wouldn't say he's a must-have because there's other Daredevil figures out there, but I think he is a really nice Daredevil to have if you don't have one. Alright, thank you for watching this segment, and don't forget to vote for the next couple of things for me to crack open. I'll have it listed down below in the description, and if you don't feel like doing that, go back and watch my previous episode, episode 21, and I'll have the video of what figures that I'm going to be opening. So here we go, on to the next part. Alright, so I usually hate doing this, recording things right from my computer screen here, but I don't have that thing that allows you to record right from the computer itself. If I knew how to do it, I would do it, but I don't. So anyway, I recently started playing this game again, which is City of Heroes. If you guys don't know what it is basically a game where you can create a hero or a villain, and you can give it any a crazy amount of choices when it comes to powers. You can you give him he could control fire, shoot fire. He can have super strength. He could have manipulations and all kinds of really cool stuff. I'm not gonna go too far into that. And then you can customize them to look any way you want, which I thought was really cool too. So every character is pretty much unique because there's thousands and thousands of choices of costumes. What it is basically like a I think it's called an MMO, where you just battle by clicking things and stuff, kind of like World of Warcraft and all that. I never played that game, but I know what it's like. So anyway, here's my character. I named him Necromancer. He's a villain, and he's kind of like a zombie looking kind of guy. He's got some chains, and he's got these little bone things on him, and ripped up pants. I made him with the intention of being able to change his costume eventually, because when you level up to a certain level, you can have numerous costumes, and this is kind of like my origin costume for him. I haven't gotten to the right level yet. I'm a level 19 right now. I didn't realize that you had to be a level 20 to get another costume, which kind of takes quite some time if you're impatient like me. But anywho, I did like a little background story for him. I don't know where to click it, but anyway, my story for him is like he was like a guy who experimented with dark magic, and he was learning like how to use necro powers and stuff, and like trying to raise the dead and doing all the stuff with really dark magic. So he did something wrong. He made a spell wrong or something like that, and he corrupted himself. So he's kind of like slowly turning into like a zombie, but at the same time he has powers like necro powers where he can shoot, you know, necro blast, and he can control zombies and stuff like that. So I'm gonna he can also fly. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go, I have to turn around because I'm facing him, so I'm gonna go land on the ground, and I can see there's some bad guys down here just chilling. So I'm gonna go and show you his powers real quick. I'm trying to get this camera angle right. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go over to here. It's still a little off. Oh, they're actually on a platform, which I didn't realize. So I'm gonna use this ability that I have. He's a controller. That's his power set, and he's able to summon zombies, which is really cool. So you can see them down there. They're coming out of the ground. And then I also have this other guy that's called a Grave Knight. He's like another kind of zombie. And what's cool about him and the other guys is that they have a little thing where you can upgrade them really quick. If you look down at him, you'll see when I use this, he kind of like freaks out for a minute, and he gets armor, which is really cool. So now they're a little bit stronger. And I'm gonna use, these guys are called gremlins, so I'm gonna use my zombies to attack them. I don't know how strong they are. Oh, they're not very strong. And they're gonna go and attack that one too. So they pretty much instantly killed them because they were very novice opponents. So down here there's these other guys, and I'm gonna go down and attack them because they're a little bit stronger. And I'm gonna use my power to show you what he can do. See, he shoots that blast. I'll get a little bit closer here and shoot another blast. There you go. So, really cool game. If you don't know what it is, if you do have this game and want to create a super team with me, that would be awesome. That's another option that you can do. I'm in the champion. See, they attack random people too. In the champion. I forget what they call it. Server. I'm in the champion server, so you know, come do a super team with me. That'd be pretty cool. I play the villain side. I don't play the heroes right now because I want to make a really good hero to actually spend time and level up. I have a bunch of characters made. I just don't like to use them because they're not as good as I wanted them to be. So, with that all said, I'm going to end the video here and probably continue to play this for a little while. And thank you guys for checking out my videos. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and come check us out on Facebook in the ACBA community, and add me on Facebook. All the links will be down in the description. And most of all, have a good day and enjoy your life.